God says, I have an urgent message from your person. My child, stop scrolling for just a moment. Do not click away, because you did not find this video by accident. There is no such thing as a coincidence in the spiritual realm. If you are hearing my voice right now, it is because your spirit has been pulling on the energy of someone else, and they are pulling back on yours. There is a specific message that needs to reach you today, and the timing of it is critical. You have been waiting for a sign, looking for clarity in the fog, and this is it. Someone is trying to reach you energetically, and the message they are sending is urgent. Before we accept this message, I need you to center yourself. Take a slow, deep breath. Inhale peace, and exhale the anxiety you have been carrying. You need to be calm to receive this, because this news did not come lightly. It is not a casual hello. It is born out of a heavy, complicated silence. This message has traveled through distance, through the pride that kept them quiet, and through a deep, unspoken regret that they are finally starting to feel. It is reaching you now because time matters. Welcome to the family. If you are new here, or if you have been watching for a while but haven't joined us yet, please subscribe and turn on the bell notifications. You want to select all because every single video we post is designed to unlock a new level of your mindset and your spiritual journey. We are here to heal, to grow, and to uncover the truth together. Today, the truth is about someone you cannot seem to shake from your mind. There is a person in your life who has been holding something inside for a very long time. It has been buried deep within them, much longer than they would ever want to admit to your face, and likely far longer than you even realize. You might look at them, or look at their social media, or look at the silence between you, and think they are doing just fine. You might think they have completely let you go, but you need to know that is a lie. They did not wake up one day and simply forget you. The human heart does not work that way, not when a connection is real. They did not suddenly stop caring about you overnight. They did not move on in the way they pretended to. Everything you saw, the distance, the coldness, the silence, was a mask. What they actually did was bury emotions they were too afraid to face. They took their feelings for you and shoved them into a dark corner of their soul because they didn't have the tools to deal with them. But here is the spiritual truth. You cannot bury something that is alive and expect it to stay dead. Those emotions are now breaking through the surface. The walls they built to keep you out are crumbling. This message is coming to you today from a place of panic, not from a place of confidence. They are not standing tall and proud right now. They are shaking. Your person is not calm. They are not at peace. They are feeling unsettled in every way possible, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Something profound has shifted in their life recently. We don't know exactly what the trigger was. Maybe they saw something that reminded them of a memory you shared. Maybe they heard your name spoken by a stranger and it made their heart skip a beat. Or maybe life just slowed down enough for the noise to stop, and in that quiet they finally felt the emptiness of your absence. Whatever it was, it shook them awake. They have been sleepwalking through life without you, and suddenly their eyes are open. Now that they are awake, they are realizing something that absolutely terrifies them. They are facing the very real possibility that they might lose you forever. For a long time they lived with the arrogant assumption that you would always be there. But now the fear is setting in. This realization didn't come to them gently. It wasn't a soft whisper. It hit them hard. It hit them in the quiet moments at night when the distractions of the day stopped working. You know those moments, when the phone is down, the room is dark, and you are left alone with your thoughts. That is when you haunt them. It hit them when they were out with other people, trying to have a good time. They were laughing, but the laughter felt hollow. They looked around at the people surrounding them and felt completely alone because none of those people were you. This is the core of their urgency right now. They are noticing that no one else feels like you. They have tried to fill the void. They have tried to replace the energy you gave them. But every time they try, they fail. They are realizing that your connection was unique, and by walking away from it, they may have made the biggest mistake of their life. The urgency began when they finally accepted that you are irreplaceable. If you are feeling this energy, if you know in your gut that this message is for you, I want you to confirm it right now. We need to open the channel of communication in the spirit realm. Go to the comments section and write this simple affirmation, I am listening. By typing those words, you are telling the universe that you are no longer blocking the truth. You are ready to receive what comes next. Do not skip this. Your acknowledgement is powerful. They are standing on the edge of a cliff emotionally. They want to speak, but fear is choking them. If your person could speak to you right now without their fear, without their stubborn pride, and without their ego getting in the way, they would tell you exactly where they went wrong. They would strip away the defenses and show you the regret that is eating them up inside. In the next part of this message, we are going to dive deep into the specific words they want to say to you. The apologies they have rehearsed in their head 1,000 times, but never sent. We will uncover why they stayed silent even when they wanted to scream your name. Stay with me, because the truth is about to get much clearer. My child, if your person could finally speak to you without their fear holding them back, if they could drop the act and just be human with you, this is what they would say. They would look you in the eyes and admit, I should have acted sooner. They are wrestling with the heavy realization that they waited too long. They lived with this false belief that they had all the time in the world. They thought they could pause the connection, go handle their own confusion, and press play whenever they were ready. But they are learning the hard way that life does not wait for anyone. They didn't think you would pull away like this. In their mind, you were the constant. You were the one who always stayed even when things got hard. But they failed to realize that even the strongest heart has a limit. They didn't realize that their silence could hurt you so deeply. They thought that by saying nothing, they were avoiding conflict. They thought silence was safe. But now they see that silence is a weapon. They are recognizing that doing nothing is still a choice, and that choice has cost them the closeness they used to share with you. Regret is a powerful teacher, and it is teaching them right now. They regret not showing up when it mattered. They are replaying the scenes where you needed them, not for grand gestures, but for simple reassurance, and they gave you nothing. They regret not choosing their words carefully when you needed to hear them. They regret not choosing courage when honesty was required. They see it all clearly now. The fog has lifted, and they are left looking at the empty space where you used to be. That is why this message feels so urgent to them. They are trying to outrun their own mistakes. You might be asking, why couldn't they say this before? Why now? The answer is complex but important. Your person struggles deeply with emotional expression. It is not because they are cold or heartless. It is actually the opposite. It is not because they don't feel. It is because they feel too much. They feel things intensely, and they do not know how to process those feelings safely. When the emotions between you got real, when the connection got deep, it overwhelmed them. For them, opening up felt dangerous. It meant risking rejection. It meant being vulnerable, which to them feels like being weak. It meant losing control of the situation and admitting that they cared more than they ever let on. They were terrified that if they showed you their true heart, they might get hurt. So, instead of leaning in, they did what they know how to do best. They ran. They chose distance. They chose silence. They chose avoidance and disguised it as strength. They walked around acting like they were unbothered, acting like they were in total control, but it was all a defense mechanism. They were trying to protect themselves from the intensity of the love they felt for you. But avoidance always has a bill that comes due. You cannot run from a soul connection forever. And now, those consequences are staring them right in the face. They are feeling a shift in the universe, and it centers around you. This is the part that is making them panic. Your person senses that you are not the same anymore. They can feel your energy shifting. They can feel that you are vibrating on a different frequency. Your reactions are different now. The things that used to upset you don't seem to trigger you in the same way. You aren't reacting with the same desperation or intense emotion. Your silence feels heavier to them than your words ever did. In the past, when you would argue or ask for explanations, they knew you were still invested. They knew you were still trying. But now your silence is loud. It tells them that you may still care, but you are no longer chasing clarity the way you once did. You are no longer trying to force them to see your worth. You have stopped explaining yourself, and that terrifies them. The truth is they relied on your patience more than they should have. They used your kindness as a crutch. They assumed you would always be there, always understanding, always waiting for them to get their act together. They took your presence for granted because they never imagined a world where you weren't in it. They didn't think you would ever reach the point where you quietly choose yourself over them. But you have reached that point. You have started to prioritize your own peace. You have started to heal without their apology. And now that you are doing that, they can feel the cord between you stretching. They can feel you slipping through their fingers. They are afraid they pushed you too far this time. They are afraid that by the time they finally work up the courage to knock on your door, you won't be there to answer it. This is a critical moment in your journey. You need to acknowledge your own growth. You need to recognize that you stopped chasing not because you don't love, but because you learned your value. I want you to take a moment and affirm this growth. Go to the comments and write, "I choose my own peace." When you write this, you are sending a signal that you are no longer available for games. You are no longer available for confusion. You are choosing stability, whether it comes from them or from within yourself. They are now asking themselves some very hard questions. They are realizing what they are actually afraid to lose. It's not just you in the physical sense, it is the specific way you made them feel. As we move into the next part of this message, we are going to talk about the unique safety you provided them, the connect. Ion they are realizing they cannot find in anyone else. They are starting to wonder if they messed up the one connection that actually mattered. My child, as we go deeper into this message, we have to look at the root of their fear. We established that they are panicked, but what are they actually afraid of losing? It is deeper than just losing a relationship title or having someone to text. What they are afraid to lose is the way you made them feel about themselves. You held a mirror up to them that didn't show their flaws as ugly. You showed them their potential. You made them feel seen without judgment. In a world that is constantly judging, constantly criticizing, and constantly demanding perfection, you were a sanctuary. You were the one place where they could take off the mask and just breathe. They are realizing now that the safety they felt with you was rare. It was a safety they felt deep in their bones, even if they never admitted it to you out loud. In fact, they probably took it for granted because it came so naturally to you. You gave it freely. You didn't make them work for your kindness. You didn't make them beg for your understanding. You offered your heart as a safe harbor, and they docked their ship there, thinking the storm would never come back. But now that they have sailed away, They are realizing that the ocean is rough, and they don't know how to recreate that safety with anyone else. They are out in the world now, interacting with other energies, R&D. They are finding that not everyone listens like you. They are talking to people, but they feel unheard. They are finding that other people listen only to respond, or they listen with an agenda. But you listen to understand. You listened with your soul. They are realizing that not everyone stays gentle in conflict like you did. When things got hard, you didn't become cruel. You didn't try to destroy them with your words. You stayed soft, even when you were hurting. You tried to build bridges while they were busy building walls. This comparison is painful for them. They are looking at the people around them, and then they are looking back at the memory of you, and the contrast is blinding. They are realizing that not everyone feels like home the way you did. You carried a specific vibration of home, a feeling of belonging that they cannot find in a crowded room, at a party, or in the arms of someone new. They are spiritually homeless right now because they walked away from the only place that truly welcomed them. And now, with the distance growing between you every single day, a terrifying question has started to loop in their mind. It haunts them when they wake up, and it haunts them before they sleep. They are asking themselves, did I mess up the one connection that actually mattered? This isn't just a fleeting thought. It is a heavy, sinking feeling in the pit of their stomach. They are wondering if they traded a diamond for a pocketful of stones. They are wondering if they threw away a once-in-a-lifetime connection because they were too scared to do the work. That question is haunting them because deep down, they know the answer. They know they messed up. They know they let fear drive the car, and it drove them right off a cliff. The urgency they are feeling right now is entirely about timing. Your person knows something that you might not be fully aware of yet. They are incredibly intuitive when it comes to you, even if they don't show it. They sense a change in the atmosphere. They sense that if they wait any longer, you won't be reachable anymore. I don't just mean that you will block their number or delete their social media, although that might happen. I mean something deeper. They sense that you won't be reachable emotionally. They feel that your heart is starting to close up shop. They can feel you packing up your emotional boxes and getting ready to move on permanently. They know that there is a window of opportunity, and that window is slamming shut. They feel the closing of a door, and let me tell you, this is not a loud, dramatic slam. It is not a door that closes with a fight or an explosion. It is a soft door. It is a quiet one. And in the spiritual realm, the quiet closings are always the most final. When a door slams, it can be reopened. But when a door clicks shut quietly, it is usually locked from the other side. They feel this soft closing happening right now. They know that once this door is fully closed, it won. Reopen easily. It might never reopen at all. That is why this message is so urgent today. It is not because they want to rush you. It is not because they are trying to pressure you into something you don't want. It is because they are running out of emotional access to you, and they know it. They are like a person running toward a departing train. They can see the train starting to move. They can see you sitting in the window looking away, and they are panicking because they don't know if they can run fast enough to catch it. They know exactly what they want to do. The desire is there. The longing is there. But they are struggling with the execution. They are fighting a war within themselves. One part of them, the part that loves you, wants to reach out immediately. They want to break the silence. They want to explain everything. They want to apologize properly. And please listen to this. They do not want to give you a vague, halfway apology. They don't want to just say, "I'm sorry," and move on. They want to apologize without being defensive. They want to own their mistakes. They want to lay it all out on the table and say, "This is where I was wrong, and I am sorry I hurt you. They want to validate your pain, not dismiss it. They want to fix the damage they caused. But fear is a powerful enemy, and it is still fighting them tooth and nail. Every time they pick up the phone, fear whispers in their ear. Fear asks them, what if it's too late? Fear asks, what if they don't care anymore? What if they look at my message and just laugh? What if I expose my heart, I show them my vulnerability, and I get rejected? The fear of rejection is paralyzing them. They are terrified that you have already moved on. They are terrified that the version of you that loved them is gone. So they hesitate. They get stuck in a loop of indecision. They rehearse messages in their head while they are driving. They think about exactly what they would say to make you understand. They type out a text message, pouring their heart out, and then they stare at it. Their thumb hovers over the send button. But then the fear kicks in, and they delete it. They type it again, maybe changing the wording, trying to make it perfect, and then they delete it again. They are trapped in this cycle of typing and deleting, reaching out and pulling back. And meanwhile, while they are hesitating, the urgency is growing. The silence is getting longer. The distance is getting wider. This is the agony of their current state. They are stuck between the desperate need to reconnect with you and the crippling fear that they have already lost you. They are watching the sand run out of the hourglass, and they don't know how to stop it. They are realizing that their silence, which was meant to protect them, has actually become their prison. This brings us to a very important realization about your own worth in this situation. You need to understand that their hesitation is not a reflection of your value. It is a reflection of their fear. You have been the prize all along. I want you to claim your worth right now. Go to the comments and simply write, I am worthy of a love that is brave. By writing this, you are declaring that you are done with cowardly love. You are done with hidden feelings. You are inviting an energy of courage and honesty into your life, whether it comes from this person or someone new who is ready to meet you where you are. This message is not a promise that they will overcome their fear today. It is a confession of what is happening in their soul right now. They are not saying everything is fixed. They are not saying they have miraculously healed all their trauma overnight. But they are admitting something profound. They are admitting that they were wrong to take you for granted. They are admitting that they didn't realize how deep you were in their heart until they felt the emptiness of your loss. In the final part of this message, we are going to talk about what this means for you moving forward. We are going to look at what their soul would say to yours if there were absolutely no barriers left, and how you should handle this energy without abandoning yourself. The most powerful part of the message is yet to come. We have arrived at the final and most critical part of this message. You need to listen very carefully to what this means for you, because how you receive this information determines your next chapter. First, let's be very clear about what this message is and what it is not. This message is not a promise that everything is suddenly fixed. It is not a guarantee that your person has done all the necessary work to be the partner you deserve. It is a confession. They are not pretending to have all the answers. They are not pretending that they are suddenly perfect. What they are doing is admitting, perhaps for the first time, that they were wrong. They are admitting, even if only in the silence of their own heart, that I was wrong to take you for granted. They are looking at the wreckage of the relationship and admitting, I didn't realize how deeply you mattered until I felt the weight of your loss. This is a painful place for them to be. They are scared that they have hurt you beyond repair. They are terrified that the damage is permanent. BR, you need to know that this is not manipulation. This is realization. And in the spiritual realm, realization often comes late. It often comes after the damage is done. But just because they are realizing this now, just because they are in a state of panic and urgency, does not mean you have to rush. This message is not telling you what to do. It is not a command for you to run back to them. It is not asking you to wait for them. It is not demanding that you forgive them instantly. It is simply revealing the truth to you so that you are no longer in the dark. The truth is that you mattered more than they ever showed you. The truth is that your absence is louder in their life than your presence ever was. The connection you shared was real, even if they handled it poorly. Even if they dropped the ball, the love was real. But here is where you need to stand in your power. What you choose to do next is entirely up to you. That is your power. You do not owe them urgency just because they are feeling urgent now. Just because they are panicking doesn't mean you have to jump. You do not owe them access to your heart just because they are afraid of losing you. You are allowed to acknowledge this truth, hear their regret, and still choose to protect yourself. You can accept their apology energetically without abandoning yourself again. Now, I want to deliver the final message from their soul to yours. If we could strip away all the fear, all the ego and all the confusion, and let their spirit speak directly to you, this is what they would say. Close your eyes for a moment and really hear this. They would say, "Please know that you were never unimportant to me. Please know that my silence was fear, it was never indifference. I was never ignoring you because I didn't care. I was ignoring you because I was scared." They would continue and say, "Please know that I am realizing this now, even if it is late. I'm finally seeing what I threw away. And most of all, if I could go back to the moment you needed me most, if I could relive that moment where I turned my back on you, I would choose differently. I would choose you." That is the core of their regret. They wish they could rewrite the past, but they can only face the future. This message came to you today for a specific reason. It did not come to confuse you. It did not come to reopen your old wounds or make you sad. It came to remind you of something powerful that you may have forgotten. It came to validate you. You need to understand that you were never asking for too much. Your needs were valid. Your desire for connection was valid. You were simply asking the wrong person to be ready at the wrong time. You were trying to pour water into a cup that was already full of cracks. It wasn't that the water was bad, it was that the cup couldn't hold it. They weren't ready to receive the love you were trying to give. But that doesn't mean your love was wasted. It means it was a lesson for both of you. Whatever happens next in your journey, whether they reach out tomorrow or whether the silence continues for a while longer, I want you to walk forward with clarity. Do not walk forward with guilt. Do not carry the burden of their mistakes. Walk with self-respect, not with fear. And always remember this spiritual law: urgency does not eat value. Just because someone wants you back urgently doesn't mean they're ready to value you properly. Your worth existed long before this message arrived. Your worth existed before they met you, and it will exist long after this chapter is closed. You are valuable because you are you, not because they finally realized it. Do not pin your self-esteem on their regret. Let their regret be their burden, and let your healing be your freedom. I want you to seal this message with one final affirmation. Go to the comments and declare this to the universe: I am the prize, and I choose my own worth. By writing this, you are taking your power back. You are telling the universe that you are no longer waiting to be chosen. You have already chosen yourself. If you found clarity and value in this video, please do not forget to like this video, share it with someone who might be hurting, and subscribe to our channel. We are building a community of healing and truth, and we want you to be a part of it. Thank you for your support, and thank you for being brave enough to listen to the truth. Until next time, stay in your light.